Hey guys, how are you? I am Noor and today I will explain the complete detail of partial view usage in ASP MVC .NET 6. We will see the different cases of how we can use the partial view. So let's me first create a project in Visual Studio 2022 and then I will show you the usage of partial view through different ways. Go to the Visual Studio and I will create here a project. Let me create a new project and here I will search for the template of ASP MVC. Yes, now here is the template of ASP MVC with .NET 6. Click on next and here I will keep the name of my project. Let's the name should be MVC partial view. Yes, and I will keep the project inside this directory and now click on next. I will select the .NET 6 version, authentication type none. You can select any other according to your requirement. And for the time, I will uncheck this option. Now click on the create option. Project created successfully. Now first let's me run the project whether it's working or not. And then we will go step by step. Okay. The home page of the website loaded successfully. It's mean that the project is running successfully. Now I will close the window. Basically, what do you mean by partial view? In the view, we mean that it is an HTML page. Basically, in ASP MVC, we are using the view like as an HTML page. But let's suppose you have just need a part of the page and you want to use it in different places or you want to use in a single page in a single place, then we can use the partial view. Partial view is just a part of HTML. If I show you the layout page of the website, then here you can see that we have the header and here we have the body and here we have the footer. Now we can also include these content inside a partial view and then we can render the partial view inside the layout.cshtml page. Now let's me add here first a partial view and then I will place this content inside the partial view. It is basically the header of the website. If I run the application again, the header, the logo, the home, and the privacy. Uh, uh, Basically, it is the logo, and it is the home, and it is the privacy policy. No, it is. I want to enclose these content inside a partial view instead of using here direct HTML. I will add here a partial view. Add. First close. Stop the application. Click on this folder. Add and click on view. Click on this option. Add and now select this one, create a partial view. I want the view name to be header, yes. But keep in mind that always start the partial view name by the underscore symbol. Yes, then it will be clear and the application will also understand and it is also readable. So I am starting the application name by the underscore and the partial view name is header. Just click on add. A partial view will be added inside the shared folder. partial view is added successfully. Now I will copy the content of header, remove from here, and I will paste here inside the partial view. Uh, Control S. As you can see that I have removed the content of header from the layout and place inside the header. Now I will run the application. As you can see that there is no header, the header is removed. Now I will use this header partial view inside the layout as a header. How can I do so? I will add here a tag with the name partial, yes, and name should be like in this way. I will give here the path to the partial view. Add and underscore header dot cshtml. I think we can add here a name or layout, but let's see. A hard reload and then see the result. Okay, the page is not working. There may be some kind of error. Uh, header.cshtml. Okay, I will add here the name directly. Go to the page again. It's not working. Just close the application and run again. Partial name header was not found. The following location was searched. Shared header.cshtml. I think I should also remove these option. Hard reload. Okay guys, the header renders successfully. If I just use these two terms, then let's see the result. There is rendered two terms. If I remove from here and place after the footer, then the header will also render after the footer. Hard reload. You can see here that the header is rendered here and then after the body right here. It is the footer. Sorry guys, just place me here after these. No, the footer is at the bottom. Here is the header. Here is the header. So you understand here that we are using partial view as a part of HTML and we can render in different places. So there are lots of benefits. Let's suppose I create a specific HTML that I want and I understand that I can use it in different places. Then I will just add here a partial view inside any folder and then I will use this partial view in our application according to needs and requirements of the client. No, it is usage of partial view. Let's suppose here is a button inside the application and if I click on the button, then I just want to replace the content of these with a new HTML without refreshing the whole page. I just want to partially replace the HTML of a page without refreshing the whole page. Then I can also use here partial view. For this purpose, let me first stop the application, go to the home controller, and inside the home controller, first I will remove all the extra things. It is my home page and it is my privacy page. Okay, run the application. Okay. Now I will go to the privacy policy page. I am at the privacy policy, right? Now I will add here a button to the privacy policy, home, privacy. I will add here a button after the paragraph tag. So let's me add here a button inside the div. Uh, Button text will be a load partial view. And here inside this div, I want when a user click on this button, then the content of this div will be replaced with the partial view content. So let's me just I have just to give an ID to this div. Let's partial less reload and then see the result. The button is loaded. But no, if I click on this button, nothing is happening. Actually, if I click on these, then there should be some HTML loaded. Okay. Now I will basically first add a partial view inside the home controller. For these, right click, add, uh, close the application, add view, razor view, click on add, create as a partial view, check this option, and here privacy policy. Frequently asked question. I want that there should be some kind of frequently asked question HTML. Click on add. Okay, so it will take a little time because of generating the code for the partial view. As you can see that the partial view is added successfully inside the home folder. Let me remove all this content, and now I will add here a div inside the partial view. There will be a content like H2. Here is located your office, and the answer will be our office is located in Dubai. And the second question should be, I will put a break, I'm a new line, and here will be the second question. Yes, like in this way, this stuff, because it's creating an issue. Uh, what is office timing? And let's suppose the answer is, I just want to create a dummy HTML. Or office timing is 2. Yes. No, I want when the user click on the load partial button, then this page content comes inside this div. Yes. Let me first add here a JavaScript function when someone click on this button. No, there is a way on click and on when someone click on this button, I will add here a function. Load privacy policy content. Yes. Now I will add here a script tag for adding the JavaScript code. Right? I will add here the JavaScript function func. The function name is load privacy content. When someone click on this button, this function will be fired, and in this function I will get the I will make a call to the home controller, and for the home controller I will return this partial view. So let's me allow to go step by step. Yes, I will make here an AJAX call. I have already copy a simple snapshot of the AJAX call so that we can save a little time. It is the simple AJAX call. Here we have to give the type of the request. I will make a GET request, and here I will type the URL. I am making a call to the home controller, so I will add here URL dot action. My action method name will be yes, and here I will specify the controller name. My controller name is whom, and the action method will be load privacy FAQ from controller, like in this way. No, I will call this method when someone click on the button. The JavaScript function will be called, and here from this function, I will make an AJAX call to this URL inside the controller. I will add this method inside the controller. Let me first add here the data as an empty array, because I will not pass any parameter. If you want to add some kind of parameter to the AJAX call, then you can specify it here. Just keep this option as it is. Comment this one at this time. Okay. Now first I will add this action method to the controller. Go to the controller, and here I will add a iAction method, privacy. It will be the name, and from here I will return a partial view. Partial view, okay, and I will give the path to the partial view. The path is views home privacy policy FAQ. View dot CSHTML. Yes, it is the complete path of the partial view that I want to return from the load privacy action result. When someone click on the load privacy button, this JavaScript function will be called. Here I am making an AJAX call to the controller action method, and this action method will return me the partial view. Once this partial view is returned, then I will replace here the content of this div. Yes, it is the div ID. I am using the jQuery syntax. In the jQuery, we have to write the hash symbol if we want to access a div by ID, and then we will put here the ID of the div. So the ID is partial view div, and I want that its HTML should be the data that I am getting from the controller. From the controller, I am getting the partial view, right? So in the success function param data, I will get the HTML from the controller, and I am giving this HTML to this div, I mean this one. Let me save all the things and run the application, and I think you will understand it better. The privacy policy page, now click on this button. You can see that the content is loaded successfully. Refresh the page again, click on load partial view. Refresh again, load partial view. You can see that the whole page is not refreshed. Only this content is replaced, this partial content is replaced, and this partial content I am loading from the partial view. Let me put here a debugger, and you will see the result. Fresh. Now I click on load partial view. It is this button, this one. I am calling a JavaScript function from this, and from this function there will come a call to the home controller. Let me click. Guys, you can see that the function is loaded, hit it successfully, and from here I am returning partial view. Okay. Now let's me put here a debugger inside the JavaScript function. I just want to see you how the things are running. I will put here a debugger inside the JavaScript and also a debugger inside the success so that I can show you the data that returns from the controller. Two debugger, once, two, and one inside the controller. I will tell you that if you want to debug the JavaScript code, then you can just write a keyword debugger uh, when you when this function is called, and at this point the breakpoint will be hit. The debugger will be hit. Refresh. Yes. Now for the JavaScript debugging, you have to inspect. Uh, Make it at the bottom. Close this one. Right. Now I am clicking on these. You can see that the JavaScript code is hidden inside the console. Now I am making here an AJAX call from this position. Next, okay, you can see that the controller action method is it for the partial view. Now for the partial view, let's me return some HTML. You can see that no debugger in the success is hit. It means that the controller returned data successfully. Now I will show you the data. It will basically the HTML. You can see it is the HTML of the partial view, and this line will replace the content inside the hidden div. Let's me next. After executing this line, let's see the result. HTML is replaced. So it is the trick basically for using the partial view. There is one another usage of partial view also. Uh, if you want to use to call a partial view from your page and pass some data, then you can use like in this way. Let's me stop the application. Now I want I will remove this code from the button. Let me also remove this complete code. This code, right? Now I want then when the privacy policy page is loaded, the data directly load inside the partial view div, uh, like in this way that we use in the layout. But at this time, I want to add some new contents, a view bag like, or something class, or something list data. So I can use like in this way. I have copy a line already, so that have no chances of error. Yes, you can use like in this way. The at the rate symbol, await, then HTML dot partial async. It means that you are loading the data partially using the async await mechanism in ASP.NET Core, and here you have to give the path, the complete path. So let's me copy the path from here. I will remove this code also. There is no need. I am directly calling the partial view inside this folder. So let's me replace the complete path. Now here I can pass any kind of data. For example, uh, I want, I am returning some data from here. Like first I will add a class here inside the model folder. Add, let's me add a very simple class. Student.cs, and let's me add two properties, public int id and public int student name. These are the id of the student, it is the name. Let's me declare the student inside the privacy policy page, student std new student, and let's me set the std dot name is equal to std dot id is, that's one. Yes, I will return the student object to the privacy policy view, and let's me declare here as a model. Sorry guys, I want to declare it as a model for this page. Student, sorry. Copy, student, yes. And no, I want to pass this model inside the partial view. No, sorry, like in this way. I am passing the model to the partial view, and then I will use this model inside the partial view page. So I can use here like in this way, H2 student info, and I will use here the student info like in this way, li uh, student id is equal to at the rate let me also put here the model inside the partial view, and I will add here model dot model dot id, and in the next li I want to display the name of the student. Yes. Now let me once again explain the complete flow. Policy page will be hit from the browser. Here I am just creating an object of student and then set its ID and name. I am returning these object, the student object, to the privacy page view. Here you have to declare the model that you want to use, and the model that you are returning from the controller. So I am returning student model, and here I am calling the partial view, and I am passing this model. You have to write here not student but the model. Okay. No, this model will be passed to the privacy policy partial view, and here I am using its data, the model.id, the model.name. Now let's me run the application. The privacy policy page, you can see that the student info partial view is displaying here. If you go to the partial view, it is the question related to FAQ. Let's remove this at this time. Hard reload. Okay. It is the privacy policy content, and here is the student info that I am passing from the controller. Now let me put here a debugger here inside the main view, a debugger here also inside the partial view. Now let me refresh the page so that we can see the flow. The controller action method is heated. Step next, and next. Now see the object. You can see that its ID is set to 1 and name is equal to Noor. Next. Now the control will go inside the main page, the privacy. You can see that the control comes inside the main page, and from here I am rendering the partial view. Now click next. You can see that now the control comes inside the partial view. Continue, and the page is loaded successfully. So these were basically the three main usage of partial view that we are using in the ASP MVC applications. You can use according to your requirements, like in this way. I think we reach at the end of this video. So keep watching the videos, and if possible, then subscribe the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you.